Here, thank all of our media partners. We're at the 700 block of North Beach Street. We are currently working a critical police incident here in Fort Worth. Chief Noakes is going to address you guys and give you all the information that we have up to this part of the investigation. Chief Noakes.
Thank you, buddy. Good evening, folks. Tonight, on Tuesday, December 12th, at about 9:10 p.m., we had 4 police officers responding to a burglar alarm call at a business in the 700 block of North Beach Street. When the officers arrived, they encountered a white male suspect on the property. They were able to ID the suspect, but shortly after, he fled from officers on foot northbound on North Beach Street. As the suspect was fleeing from the officers, he fired at the officers multiple times with a handgun throughout this pursuit. Obviously fearing for their lives, 3 officers returned fire. The foot pursuit continued and went under 121, continuing northbound. And as the suspect crossed over the service road of 121, he fell, he set up, and he shot himself 1 time in the head. The officers on scene provided medical care until paramedics arrived. The suspect was then transported to a local hospital where he was pronounced deceased. The Fort Worth Police Department's major case unit and internal affairs unit responded to the scene, and they will be conducting concurrent investigations. A representative from the Tarrant County District Attorney's Office responded as well. Once the investigation is completed, it will be provided to the Tarrant County District Attorney's Office for review, as is our normal policy. Also, by normal policy, the officers will be placed on administrative leave. When I hear of an incident like this happening, when I come out to a scene like this, it reminds me every single time that day after day, night after night, my officers are coming out here never knowing what they're going to encounter. They were responding to a burglary call, and they ended up being shot at multiple times. I am thrilled to tell you that no officers or other members of the public were injured, so we are grateful and thankful for that. But I can't be more proud of officers for still coming to work every day, knowing this is something they might have to face. We can take a few questions if you have any.
Do you know if the suspect has a history with Fort Worth PD?
We're still going to make sure we confirm the identity. We're going to let that determination be made by the medical examiner's office. And once we know that for sure, we can confirm that information, but that will be part of our investigation.
Did any of the shots fired by officers hit him, or was it all self-inflicted?
As you know, this is very early in the investigation. We have no indication at this time that any of the rounds fired by the 4 police officers struck the suspect, but we want to get confirmation. Let the medical examiner do a thorough examination and autopsy, and then we'll confirm that once we know.
You had about a 1 block, essentially running gun battle with this guy. Is that accurate?
It was a bit of a running gun battle, yes. Something that has turned into trying to identify someone. That someone decided he wanted to fire at my officers, who had the right to and did defend themselves by firing back. So the last thing we want to see is anything like this on the streets of Fort Worth. But unfortunately, that suspect made the decision to turn it into that.
People often say property crimes. You know, the emphasis isn't put on property crimes. This is obviously a property crime that turned very violent.
Well, which is why I stressed earlier, officers were responding to the report of a property crime, a burglary. Normally, you wouldn't expect to be shot at responding to something like that. But what turned out as potentially a simple property crime call turned into a deadly situation for my officers.
Are you able to share what property it was being burglarized?
No, at this time, we're just going to give the block number, 700 block of North Beach.
Keep in mind, it's early in the investigation. We'll take one more question, and then we'll have to give you guys more information.
Do you know about how long the officers that were involved in this have been on the force?
Yes, so of the 3 officers, one's got about 3 years with the department. The other 2 officers each have about 1 year with the department.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The suspect adult male, correct?
Yes, sir.
Suspect is an adult male. Again, we're still gathering information. Major case, like Chief said, is behind us. Still investigating. As soon as we gather some more of those details, we'll be happy to share them with our media partners.